Hello folks, this is Matthew with Riverponics. Today I'm going to show you my homemade filter. This is a do-it-yourself, and this is a nice way that you can filter rainwater or any type of water for, emergency needs or what have you. Just a nice thing to have around. That's a 27 brute container, 27 gallon, and then I have a 5-gallon bucket here. And this is where you would pour your water in here. This little tube here screws off. You have a little siphoning hole there. And then I drilled 2 holes right there on the threads. There's the other hole. Those are little seep holes. It screws down into your bulkhead fitting. There's your bulkhead fitting. Screw that back down. And this bucket here is attached to your lid, so this lid pops off. Show you the underbelly of this. There's your bulkhead fitting, so it's all one piece at that point. And then I'll show you the inners of the filter. And what I have here is there's river rock on the bottom of this, and I'll explain all this here in a minute, but there's about 3 inches of river rock in the bottom of that container. Then the rest I filled with silicon sand, filtering sand. And I have this material here is for guttering. I put that across there, so as that water seeps out of that 5-gallon bucket, it comes across the screen and disperses nice and evenly, because you don't want to disrupt the sand in there. And what you want to do is you always want to have at least an inch of water above your sand line. And what that does is that creates good bacteria and promotes growth of the good bacteria within your sand. So it helps break down all the pathogens and stuff in the water as it filters through your sand. So that's the whole concept of that. Right here's your spigot. And what I have here, I made a drawing to kind of show you, give you an idea of what this looks like inside. Move this out of the way. So what you have here, that's your drawing. So you got that bulkhead fitting right there, and once again this is 1/2 inch. So, and here's your bulkhead fitting on the drawing I have. So inside this container, that's the configuration. This is all 1/2 inch pipe, and it's like a 3-fingered prong inside there, and you can see all the little holes I have. So these are end caps, capped off. And these are all the little holes I have. That's a cross fitting, so you can attach everything together. So once you build this, then you put your 3 inches of fine river rock in there to cover up all this. And then you add your sand. And you fill it up. Well, what you have to do is you got to figure your height of your tube here. So you want that at least 1.5 inches above your water line. So that's something you have to figure out, and you have to figure out the amount of sand to put in there and all that. I could actually add a little more sand in here because I'm probably about 2 inches of water high, which it's fine, not a big deal, it's not hurting anything. But it's a real simple gravity feed system. So I'll put this lid back on. And I'm going to try to fill this up with one hand. Yeah. There we go. Filling that up. Put my empty bucket right there on my spigot. You can see now that will drain real slow into the larger container, and it'll make its way to see that. Now that's already starting to drip, and it creates a nice little steady stream, and it filters that water real nice and clear. I know it's kind of hard to see with that black bucket, but let's see if I can get a better shot over here. Still hard to see. There you go. You can see it's starting to drain. And I got that little screen on there just for direct that water. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's just a gravity feed system. I mean, this thing rotates. There's no glued fittings on the outside at all. I don't even believe I glued fittings on the inside of that for the fingers. It's really not necessary. Got a styrofoam piece there to keep it off the cold concrete in the wintertime. I imagine you can put all different kinds of, you know, besides silicon sand, you could probably use some type of carbon. I'm sure there's a lot of other things out there. You just got to do your homework. But really, this is very simple. And when I had chickens, I would filter my water for all my chickens and stuff, and I would use this. But it's real simple, but you just need real little hole, but you want to make sure you put a hole there too, so it can create that vacuum. But that's about it. Have a good one.